In today's episode, we're going to be talking about travel guitars, and in particular, we're going to be reviewing the Cort Earth Go model. This is a mini acoustic designed for travel, and it actually has inbuilt effects, which is really cool. But is it any good, or is it just a bit of a gimmick? Well, in today's episode, we're going to answer that question. So sit back and relax, and let's get straight into this Squealing Pig Guitars video. Hello guitarists, welcome back to Squealing Pig Guitars, the home of luxury shred machines here in Nottingham, England. In today's episode, we're doing something a little bit different. We're taking a look at a budget travel guitar. Before we get into this video, I must do a disclaimer that this is a sponsored video by Cort Guitars, but all the opinions in this video will be my own. Today we're checking out the Cort Earth Go guitar, which is a mini travel guitar with inbuilt effects. That's one of the main reasons I chose to do this review, is because of the inbuilt effects. But in today's episode, we're going to answer the question whether it's any good or if it's just a gimmick. Of course, here at Squealing Pig Guitars, our main mission is to find the best guitars in the world. So we will give this Cort Guitars a score out of 10 at the end of the video. So make sure to wait to see what we review it. So without further ado, let's get straight into the spec talk. So guitarists, it's time to go over the specs of this mini little acoustic guitar from Cort Guitars. The official model name is the Cort Earth Go, and it's actually a really cool kind of 3/4 size guitar. Of course, it is very cheap, coming in under £400, but we do actually have a solid spruce top on this one, which is nice to see, so that's Sicker spruce. In terms of what makes this guitar special and why we're reviewing it today, is that it actually has built-in effects. So when you're playing it, in your house or you're traveling with it, you can actually get reverb, delay, all this type of stuff, which is really helpful. It even has a metronome, tuner, all that type of stuff, and that all comes within this high vibe system, which is charged via USB. But in terms of the construction of the guitar, we have mahogany back and sides, which has some nice figuring on. It's like an open pore finish, so it's nice and satin. Done fairly well. There is a few areas where it could have been done better, but obviously it is a budget guitar, so I guess we have to rein in the expectations a little bit. But we have like black binding on this one. As I mentioned, solid Sicker spruce on the top, and then we have a cool kind of red rosette around the sound hole. We then have a mahogany neck with a scarf joint, which is very normal at this price point, keeps it cheap. Again, with that same kind of open pore finish, I guess it saves them having to grain fill it, which obviously saves an expense. We then have a laurel fingerboard with dot inlays. Cort says this is their C shape, but in my opinion, it's too small to be a C. It's very, very slim indeed, which is obviously great for beginners and smaller hands. Obviously, it is designed to travel, so it can't be that big. But I'd probably call it maybe like a slim D, maybe. But yeah, the nut width is very small on this one. We have some fairly generic looking tuners there, and the Cort logo, which does look very nice with that kind of brown stain over the headstock. The brains of the operation is all here. This is the high vibe system, and you basically have, reverb, chorus, all your effects in there, as well as tuner and metronome, looper. There's so much stuff on this, and it actually has a speaker inside, so you can get reverb effects when you're playing in your living room or you're traveling. You charge it through here via USB-C, and we have an output jack as well, so you can do records on the go, which is really good. So when Cort contacted me about doing a video on this guitar, I wasn't entirely interested about doing a 3/4 size guitar, but the reason I decided to do this was because of this system. I think the idea of having effects in a guitar, or especially like a budget-friendly, travel guitar, is that it makes it extremely valuable to someone like myself who does travel a fair bit. I go on planes a fair bit to visit family and stuff, or if I'm traveling for music. So having a small guitar in my arsenal to have in hotel rooms or in family homes is a great thing to have. Obviously, you have the effects on board, so you don't have to take effects pedals or anything like that. And if you did want to record, obviously you just need your laptop as well. So it's a really cool idea, but it still needs to stay in tune. It needs to sound good even at this price point. So we'll be testing that out in a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty much all the specs of this Cort Earth Go guitar. I have to say, so far, I'm pretty impressed with the way it looks and the fit and finish. Of course, there's a few rough areas, but you're expecting that at this price point. So now let's go to the tone demonstration and put it through its paces. Okay guitarists, now it's time to hear this Cort travel guitar, and of course all the effects you'll be hearing in today's episode will be coming from the speaker of this acoustic guitar and then being picked up by this condenser microphone. Of course the body of this guitar is very small, it's a 3/4 size guitar as well, so it's probably not going to sound like the best acoustic in the world, but that's not what this guitar is for. It's for travelling, it's for being convenient on the road, and also a really good beginner guitar as you have effects, so it's a lot easier to play acoustic. So to start off with, I'm just going to showcase the reverb setting, which is my favourite setting anyway, the one that I've used the most when I've had this in my possession. So let's hear some fingerstyle first. Let's do a little bit of Toy Story. So is it the greatest sounding acoustic ever made? Definitely not, but it does have a really unique, nice parlor tone, very small and delicate, very good for fingerstyle, and the neck is extremely small and narrow, which is going to be very good for a beginner guitar player or somebody who wants to play guitar on the couch. I'd happily take this on the plane with me when I'm doing my travels and play it in a hotel room or play it at family's house or whatever. It's got a really cool kind of reverb sound in the room and it makes it a lot more fun to play guitar. Now let's hear that same reverb sound but now with strumming. Here it's staying in tune really nicely. It's very easy to play because you have that shorter scale length as well. It's very easy to do fast runs and bending. So we've heard the reverb tones, they sound really cool in my opinion. Now let's hear the delay tones. This is probably my second favourite effect from this guitar. So yeah, the delay tones sound pretty cool. I have to say, obviously, you've got to be careful with this type of guitar. Obviously, it's a 3/4 size guitar, so it's going to be quite sensitive to a picket. So it's quite good for practicing, making sure you're not over picking. Now let's hear the chorus tones. I have to say it was resonating really nicely there. Let's do the solo. I have to say, I really wish I had one of these when I was, learning to play guitar. It's very inspiring having the effects actually built into the guitar, especially when playing acoustic, because acoustic can be so naked feeling when you're, especially when you're starting playing them chords. If you're a beginner guitar player, them effects are just going to give you that little boost that you may need just to feel a bit more confident when you're playing. And if you're a traveling musician, you just need something that's small and easy to play with, then you have all the effects you'd need if you want to record it into your DAW. Now I'm going to put it in DADGAD. I'm going to see how it performs in altered tuning, so we're going to really put it to its test and see if it can stay in tune. So let's go to DADGAD now and play some fingerstyle arrangements. So guitarists, we're at the end of the video and we're basically going to answer the question that I started this video with. Is this guitar any good or is it just a bit of a gimmick? So of course this guitar is a very cheap and budget guitar, especially in comparison to the other guitars that we review on a daily basis. It's obviously not designed to be gigged, it's designed to be in a small space and to be quiet, and it does that job very nicely. It inspires practice and it makes you feel a little bit more confident when you're playing acoustic. So I'm definitely going to give it a thumbs up for travel and for a beginner, but if you're after a really nice sounding acoustic at this price point, you can definitely get other guitars that are better without the effects. So now let's go to the end of the video and total up my final scores for this Cort Earth Go mini travel guitar. Usually in these videos we'd give a rating for our squeal board. Obviously this isn't really in the same kind of tier as the high-end guitars that we usually review. So I'm going to give it a rating out of 10, but not in comparison to the Gibson Les Pauls we play, but more of the budget line. And if we ever get any other budget guitars on the channel, we'll also rate them in this same way. So for aesthetics, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I don't think it looks incredible, if I'm being honest. I do like the open pore finish, and I do like the kind of little rosette around the sound hole. But obviously, it's not designed to be a piece of art. It's designed to be practical and as a tool. For playability and tone, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It stayed in tune fairly nice, but obviously with my heavy fingers being on this smaller neck, which is designed for a child or someone who's obviously got a lighter touch, I did find it a little bit hard to play in areas, but ultimately it did stay in tune very nicely, and I was very happy with the recorded tones I got on this demo. For £300 or £350, you're getting an acoustic guitar that sounds good, stays in tune fairly well, but also has a plethora of different effects in it. So obviously, yes, it's not going to be your guitar for life, but it's a great practice tool, it's a great travel guitar, and also it's unique. You don't see a lot of acoustic guitars with speakers in that have effects, so I think that's a really cool thing today. So we're going to give this Cort Guitars a 7.3 out of 10. As I mentioned previously, that is not in relation to the other guitars that we score on the channel, that's in its own budget guitar category. I really enjoyed playing this one today, and I hope you enjoyed the tone of it. But as always guys, let me know in the comment section below, what do you think of this travel Cort guitar? Do you love it or do you hate it? Let me know down below. If you have enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and hit the hype points button, and make sure to hit the subscribe if you haven't already. But as always, I will see you tomorrow for another video, but until then, keep rocking guys. I'll see you soon.